This is for the quest Digging Out the Skeletons in the Closet, not to be confused with Skeletons in the Closet, Gaidar's quest in Liubech Station, where he has you go to his apartment 3 times. This is the underground bunker in Liubech, where you have a flamethrower and take on waves of mutants. So, a little bit of confusion there, but hopefully that's cleared up. First off, all you have to do is just go down this set of stairs and then go through a hallway into a set of rooms, and then you'll find a flamethrower with some canisters that you have to fill up with the jerry can. After you do that, you will talk to a researcher who will tell you, oh, we need to go and fix the filters. However, this isn't only in one area. There are actually 2 or 3 stages which get progressively more difficult as the level goes on. For example, in the first stage, you're just running around waiting for a timer basically to kill some rats, and while you're dealing with that, you have to turn some valves. You have to run around to the red things on the walls and make sure that they are turned. One thing I'm not really a fan of is the flamethrower does not feel like a flamethrower. It shoots out for maybe 5 feet, 5, almost 10 feet. I mean, look at that. That is horrid. And if there's a group of, say, these rats right in front of me, and I shoot out some flames, okay, it should hit all of them. It shouldn't hit 3 of them. Like, why is it so... it's not wide at all. It's shallow. Why? It's a flamethrower. It should be hitting all of them at once. Anyway, the first stage is relatively easy. You're just dealing with rats running around and resetting these electrical boxes. It's nothing huge. The next area is considerably more difficult. However, it's still nothing if you've been out in the city for more than a few days. There might be some silvans that come up to you, some rats, nothing huge, okay? The main goal is really just to protect the machines, so if you take a little bit of damage, or if you have a few enemies aggroed on you specifically, it might be best to lead them away and take care of them, as long as they aren't near the machine. The machine is the top priority, and if you do fail, which I did at least once or twice, because I wasn't familiar with the enemies or the layout, well, the level restarts. However, when it says that, but it doesn't actually restart the level entirely, it just resets the stage you are at. So, thankfully, you don't have to deal with that if you die. You don't have to redo the entire level. There are checkpoints. So basically, every time you fill up with the flamethrower, you find a new flamethrower, and new canisters and whatnot, that's a checkpoint. Which is why those are there, really. So you might have made it through one checkpoint and think, oh, I actually have 2 or 3 flamethrowers. No, it's not. They're not that generous. They expect you to die and come back, which I did. After you complete the second task, in order to get to the third one, you have to go through a hallway with a current on the floor. So basically it's electrified, and you have to crawl up over some furniture in order to actually get over it. So it's unique, I'll say that. I've never seen that in a quest before. We make it down to the sewers and slowly make our way through, and then we will end up in a little, well, I'm not really sure what you'd call it, just an area with a bunch of railings, I suppose, but it's actually very tight. It reminds me of a boss arena, and I'm really surprised that there wasn't some giant or very tough enemy that came out here. It's just a bunch of Forsaken and a few rats. The Forsaken don't really trip me up because they can trap you, okay? They do a lot of damage, and they can trap you, so you have to be careful. And with these tight corners and square areas, you can get caught. I died here at least once or twice, especially whenever they were following me up and down the stairs. I couldn't turn around quick enough in time to spray them with the flamethrower, so this was probably the hardest area so far. Now keep in mind, if you do die, there is a leeway of time. Okay, the machine does have a bit of health, so if you die, which is already 10 seconds because you have to wait for that time, so let's say, I don't know, maybe 20 some seconds, if you can make it back before then, and there's not a whole bunch of enemies clawing at the machine, chances are it might still make it, okay? There's a slim chance, because that happened to me, and I was able to complete it and go to the next stage just fine. After you're done here, a door opens up in one of the tunnels, which you have to go through with a red light. Once again, another flamethrower, more canisters. This is the final stage, and the scientist warns you it's very dirty, Okay, there's water everywhere. It's hard to move around. But on the plus side, there are explosive barrels everywhere, which is a benefit and a detriment at the same time, as I found out by exploding one of them. So their radius is a bit more than you would expect, and maybe it's a little bit buggy because I was at least 15 feet away whenever I did this, and I died, okay? They are very harmful. Anyway, you don't have to worry about any other enemy for this task in the first part, apart from the Forsaken, but these are drowned or underground Forsaken. They're a little bit different. They might have a little bit more health. The main issue is their speed isn't impacted while yours is, so you have to worry about that. While you're dealing with the Forsaken, you have to run around and turn these valves before they go off, or explode, or whatever they do. I don't know, because I never let that happen. But there's only one or two that you have to turn at a time. It's not that hard. You think it is at first, but it's really not that bad. Especially once you start already, like, done this for 3 stages, you're like, yeah, I've got the hang of this. It's not that bad. But then after that, of course, a classic underground sage appears, and you have to take care of him too. But that's it. I mean, after you take care of him, you're good to go. That's it. The quest is over, and you win. So, not that bad. A little time consuming, of course, more than the average quest. But it was very fun. It would be nice to have more quests like this, but I already know that that's not going to happen. It's a rarity in and of itself. It was very fun. I thought it'd be a lot harder than it actually was, but it was pretty difficult for what it was. And it was also very fun, because we never get a flamethrower, you know what I mean? You have to return the flamethrower after the quest is done. So, it was fun to have, fun to play around with.